Wow, good. Yeah, I can put that there. Now you kind of like, I've never seen that happen before. Part of your rectangle to your left, or maybe it's your left, is cut off. So you're kind of not center screen, but that's okay. All right. So is there anything that somebody, any one of us or all of us would like to focus on today?
I say we just do a standard one. Just straight up present moment awareness. Boom.
Okay, so we're speaking as present moment awareness, speaking to itself, trying to, and understanding itself, examining and exploring
Doesn't
itself.
that sound wonderful?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, non-duality is the oneness that is all is got to have the most juice of that I have ever known about. What do you guys say? How's that feel to everybody? You have anything else you want to talk about? I can't hear anything. Okay then. So since Brian didn't do his announcement to the YouTube universe, I guess it falls upon my shoulders to invite everybody who might be with us here now, watching us, to be this present moment awakeness indivisibly in every molecule of their soul, and to slip into the masterpiece with us here, co-consciously and co-creatively. And so as present moment awareness speaking to everybody in the universe, I feel very humbled by being nobody and nothing, being everybody and anybody. And I feel it in an incomprehensibly beautiful, imageless way. There's no image to it. There's no beginning and end, no boundary to this one that I feel us all to be. And I like feeling undivided and indivisible a lot. So it is really yum, yum, yum. So who would like to take the mic next?
I'll go next. Why not? Come on. Now, I'm enjoying this feeling right now that I extend beyond the atmosphere of this world. There's no obligation to focus on any particular thing. There's no necessity of putting my awareness on any problem, nor is there any necessity of feeling constrained to being this person. I feel that I'm unbound. I'm unrestrained, and I'm not even confined to this form at all. I extend out to the farthest reaches of consciousness and beyond, and I communicate with everything all at once. And that's a wonderful feeling. And right now, right here, in this present moment, my love and light can extend as far as I can allow it to, which is everywhere, anywhere. And that's a really nice feeling. So I'm grooving on that right now. Pass the mic.
I guess I'll say something. As usual, I'm not there yet. This is something that kind of descends on me, and it always surprises me when it happens. It's not, it's unfortunately not yet 100% of my life. It comes and goes, so I'm waiting for it to come. But I'm starting to feel more relaxed, kind of starting to glue into my chair and feel heavier and more jovial. Kind of what this hangout is doing for me. It's really amazing. And I'm starting to feel you all, see where you're at. And yeah, I'm starting to settle down slowly. It's nice. Thank you. I'd like to go next.
Well, I feel like I'm happy to be here and to have the opportunity to observe all these emotions and state of mind that I could identify with one or all, and I don't have to. This is so fun. So I'm free. I'm free to feel what I feel, and at the same time, I'm not stuck in one mood or another. Thanks to the hangout. Isn't it cool? I am so. So I'm not even wondering how come. Just sitting here and allowing things to flow in and out of me, and observe the emergence of love, the bubbling up of joy, and everything else. Pass the mic.
I can hear my washing machine very loud, but I'm not quite sure if you can hear it there. So that's my contribution extra. And I'm curious to experience this moment and see what's come up. And present moment and discomfort, and then I think, hey, you are here again. It was there before the hangout. I'm going with my bicycle, I'm going in the park, and I think, I am relaxed, and then something in me is and I thought, okay, what can I do? Not much. So it's that's happening as well, as we are all together here. And I think, as it has been said, just to let it be, to be with it, and let it be. Anything can come, anything can go. And accepting that pardon is something in me that doesn't want to accept it. Why I don't have the nice feelings all the time, at all times, I don't know. With a lot of curiosity, to see how these things come and appear and disappear, and it feels free and bounded, and then it feels bounded and no free. I haven't done anything differently, And yet, you know, these things kind of come up. And they change, you know, they do change. So the machine has stopped now. So, okay, who'd like to go next?
I am feeling very peaceful and happy to be here. And feeling us all, feeling our different energies and emotions and sensations of get together and share these oneness through these practice. And wondering to feel open to be here merging with everybody and feeling grateful for this beautiful day and for have the opportunity to be here again one more day with you all. And just observing and feeling my breathing and sensations all in my body and heart and mind. And very happy and feeling these ease of being here. Thank you. And passing mic.
She's making me so peaceful. It's amazing how just feeling you know, our peacefulness together, our presence, our heartfelt interest in being consciously connected like this is so liberating, so loving. I like it a lot. I feel my breath happening more easily, my mind getting quieter and quieter. I feel like getting up and walking right up the walls and dancing a little jig on the ceiling, like I could levitate. You know, I mean, it's subtle, but that kind of inspired sort of creativity is there. The unusual, what's his name, Richie Havens or something, that Dancing on the Ceiling, that wonderful song. So, you know, when I feel like dancing on the ceiling, it's a good sign that that I am a free-form spirit, and that, you know, even though I need, with all of you, to continue being a mortal human being, you know, and I have to attend sensitively and carefully to how to navigate with this body, heart, and mind with all of you, that you know, I also sense that we are this formless, free spirit that it can be independent of any limitation, or is independent of any limitation in actuality. And yet these human beings that have received love and abuse at unpredictable times, I mean, we open up to love, and then that brings to the surface anything we may have divided our present moment attention from. And so sometimes it can seem, relating to what you were saying, Anna, that when everything is going well, even in moments of deep love, sometimes anything that we have not loved completely and totally, it's that very moment that will pop up to receive our undivided attention and our unconditional love. And so knowing that and getting used to that fact, then, in the best of times, we meet up with the worst of times that just need to ask for our unconditional love and undivided attention, and it gets resolved and integrated, and we heal ourselves, and we can do that for each other, and we're doing it for each other and for anyone listening, and for life itself, to just demonstrate that we can stay present despite anything, despite what arises. We can be undivided from life and existence together and be the love that we are meant to be by nature, our human, happy nature, that is. Who would like to speak next?
Well, continue with that theme. Remind myself that my awareness is always here, and it's always my choice to decide that I can place my awareness on my unlimited nature. I can also use my awareness to limit my focus, and this free will that we have to decide where and how we place our attention is really the only true free will I have. Deciding to forget what I am and focus on being this person, it leads to all kinds of foolishness and folly, emotional ups and downs, frustrations, and always I have the choice to remind myself and remember in every moment, become conscious again of my true unlimited nature, and to remember that brings a sense of freedom to this person, and to reconnect with my larger self. The true nature is something I always have the choice to do. It's always here. I fall asleep at night, I wake up in the morning, and I'm still here. Miraculously, the world has disappeared. I wake up and it's here again. It can frustrate me, or I can remember who I am when I'm awake too. And this is a beautiful freedom that I have to reconnect with this feeling of liberation and freedom, and being unbound and unformed and unlimited. I'm so enjoying that right now. To not have to be any particular thing, to be unresponsible for my own creation even. It's a beautiful feeling. All right, pass the mic.
Yes, that's true. We have this choice. And the last couple of days I haven't been able to to be to wake up like that, you know, with this joy in my heart. It's more like waking up with I don't know, a list of things to do. Which really have to be done, unfortunately. It's like an ebb and flow. I can have a whole week where there's just love and total levitation, and I don't know why it has to end, but it ends. I'm kind of crashes. So I'm in my crash now. I still don't think I have the tools to really connect to my higher self and be my higher self and let things just flow and kind of sometimes I feel, you know, I really got it. Wow, it's going great. And then there's a day like today. But thank goodness, you know, you're here. So this hangout, that's what it's for. It's really for this, for that, so that we all can rebalance together and reconnect and share all the goodies and feel good at the end. So who would like to speak next?
Naomi, could I just mention that, you know, on our end, at least here, my computer, your audio is doing okay. There was a little audio glitch, but your video is freezing quite a bit. I'm wondering if you rebooted your computer or whether you're just not getting great bandwidth today or this evening. But maybe you would want to check that. I mean, we don't have to go into a technical discussion. You already know how to do all that. So, but thanks. I just wanted to mention that so you knew in case you didn't.
Yeah, I'm noticing this. I'm noticing this, and this is part of this energy that, and I'm sure you all know that. You know, when the energy is not like coherent, there's all these issues. You know, the technical issues come up, whether it's with my phone or with the computer, and so it's, you know, we are electromagnetic creatures, so that's part of it. So I'm just accepting it. This doesn't bother me. I hope it doesn't bother you.
It just, you know, if there's a way to, sometimes it, you know, it's like we may be challenged as human beings, but if we take, you know, eat well, life gets easier or something. So when it comes to technology, even if we're a little bit stressed out, if we rebooted our computers, sometimes the spaghetti flows, you know, more fluidly despite our stress or something. I don't know. So who would like to speak next?
I'm thinking that what is at the background of all these different states of mind and emotions and things that are settling down now, I observed that there is like a tune, like a melody in the background of everything that is like a song. I don't go as far as dancing on the ceiling. I don't go as far as that. But there is this song of appreciation. It's like, oh, everything is so beautiful and so great. I love the air around me. I love my room. I love looking at the window. Everything is so, there's so much joy and life around me and in me. And it's like a subtle song in the background that I hear if I put my attention on it. And and in that context, in that song, things evaporate. Things that could be annoying, or they could be drama originators. They disappear. They kind of take a different meaning. For instance, my washing machine doesn't work very well today, or my brake lights has come up, in my car. So things that I need to take care of. But it feels like if I put my attention on that background, these things are like, oh, okay, just, I don't know, it's just something to take care of, and I don't identify with them. I used to think not long ago that something bad happens to me is because I deserve it or something. I didn't do enough meditation or whatever, praying or a service, or I'm simply because I'm Nelly, So, but now it's different. I feel like I am that. I am that song, actually, of gratitude, and things flow and things are expanding in that, and they dance with one another at the tune of this appreciation song that I feel in my heart, especially during this hangout, but not only, but certainly here. So I sing, you dance, Perry. See what happens. Pass the mic.
I don't know how to put into words my experience, so I try. That is it's a kind of, I don't know anymore, but I'm here. So that means that I have some sensations and I have some thoughts, and I feel comfortable here as well, very happy to be here. And I see the trees, that I have lovely trees just on my window, just next to my window. That all happens at the same time, and it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't have any sense that I can tell you about. So it's kind of, okay, it doesn't make any sense anyway, that I'm here. I am here, and whatever is here. But kind of, I couldn't tell you, it's kind of, I think, for instance, of my past week, and I feel so long ago, and it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of, now I'm open, so anything can happen totally different from my past week or my past day or my past, and it looks so past in a way that this, I do not know what it is, because I don't know how if I don't compare it with anything, you know, I just kind of really tell you. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the kind of thing that I don't know myself, so how could I possibly explain? And all is well, I am here, and that's all there is. And yet sensations and thoughts are happening. They don't mean anything. And we are all here, and that's the best thing, that we are all here, and we choose to be all here, and that really is super, you know, super that we are here. Thank you. Who would like to go next? It's Perry, I think. Oh, sorry, Adriana, I think. I told you.
Well, we are all and each one and everyone. And thank you, Anna. And yes, I feel.
Oh my God.
I feel you very deeply, as also everybody, Nelly and Gary and Naomi and Sperry. And while you were feeling, when you were talking, every one of you, I was just feeling and observing. And I've noticed that when we allowed ourselves to feel this presence of being here, feeling here, we become total freedom and pure happiness. And we feel in a total state of peacefulness and relaxation. And it's a very nurturing, inviting, inspiring place to be. I feel us all feeling in different ways these when we connect. And it's so wonderful. It's very like expand our strength and our power of creativity. And I like to be here. I like to notice what we notice together and what we feel independently, individually, and together. It is, as Naomi said, as we all know, this all what is happening is like strong and powerful, and it's like if we are allowed to notice, of course, our energies are like shifting to something else, right? Expanding. Sometimes we feel like resisting, and like, but it's as well. I feel it's okay. It's very interesting as well. I find it like I've noticed myself many times, like, what is this that I'm feeling? Just if I get relaxed and present and here, and I can just be it and allow it to happen and to be it, and focusing the action. And as Perry said yesterday, not in the reaction, because the reaction is very consuming and requires a lot of stress and attention in a very exhausting way. So I'm so happy to be here and to be able to share this beauty and this freedom and happiness and totality of being and not being and feeling and merging with everything and everybody. And when I feel like I feel now, it's like magic. It's like all this electromagnetic field opens up to feel every single thing that happens everywhere in an incredible way. And I like that. I pass the mic. Thank you.
Well, I always get tempted when any of us talk about, well, how do we, what are the essential ingredients to sustaining, achieving, and maintaining this quality of consciousness? So I'd like to try to summarize that in an interesting way that from immediate experience here that we can all relate to. I mean, let's notice how we all have feelings and thoughts and sensations and intuitions arising. If we give the majority of our attention and identification with the content of consciousness or imagination, if I can sum it up that way, all of our perceptions, I'm saying that's our imagination. If we give this imageless, awake attention primarily to our imagination, then that which is imageless gets lost in the forest of images. And we naturally enough are going to feel insecure and feel lost and confused and like lost in the forest among the trees, as they say. Whereas when we come into this group, we're each taking turns speaking what's true for us through our own self-awareness as it arises in the moment as we're speaking. And so because everybody is speaking the truth of their feelings through self-awareness, it's the awareness that we're each honoring and respecting and being aware of that gives this, it's the same for all of us. We don't ordinarily realize that awareness is like air or space or time. It's a universal, pivotal junction uniting smelling and hearing and tasting and feeling and thinking and you and me and this and that and the whole of existence together as a single indivisible whole. This imageless awakeness, which is witnessing it all and not reacting to anything. So if we give our primary attention to the imagery, we stop paying attention in itself to this non-reactive witnessing. And we become insecure. But when the moment in this group, we come back to just being self-aware and taking turns, sharing what's true for each of us, we begin naturally enough to share a feeling of what it feels like to be each other and to share a common truth through this commonly sensed awareness that is at the very root of every one of our perceptual faculties and every life form, even inanimate life, is utilizing quantum mechanically the moment in which it's happening as a way of uniting and coordinating all of its infinite spectrum of variations that are never the same way twice. So our imaginations are never the same way twice, and the universe is never the same way twice, and no one is ever the same way twice at the level of imagination. But at the imageless level, yeah, we're all utilizing this imageless, aware, awake presence, this witnessing consciousness. And if we just can turn our bodies, hearts, and minds around to educate them to pay attention to this constant context of our common witness, we feel the combined energetic and shared presence of that which is not reactive. We feel, receptive and open-hearted and open-minded to however any one of us is sharing, doesn't matter what form it takes. We are unconditionally loving because we are in undivided attention, because we are undivided from attention. We're attending to it together, and we can do that by ourselves. It's just the same exact solution. To be this ocean of consciousness, we just simply need to notice what is constant, this unchanging, imageless, awake awareness, conscious awareness. It's always available. It's constantly available. It's the only thing in the whole of consciousness that is constant, and we just need to notice it. That's all, in a fully embodied way, and then it gets really effortless and easy. So, for us and others, we can be awake as one and many. Who would like to speak next?
Well, that's a tough act to follow, Mr. Sperry. I'll do my best here. The secret to maintaining present moment awareness is contained in the sentence. The present moment is always present, never not present, or we wouldn't exist. And so you find yourself planning a future based on the past, you realize you're living in your imagination all the time. And hence all manner of foolishness is sure to follow. And that's the price we pay for believing illusion to be true. This web of consciousness that we are present in is like a machine. It's like an automaton. It essentially runs itself. And our bodies and minds are part of it, and they run themselves too. The vast majority of my functioning is unconscious to me, and yet it still works until the moment it fails to work. Which is generally unforeseen. We're gardening our lawn and having a good time, and all of a sudden the heart ceases to function, something like this. And yet, it's generally, even that is generally preceded by many, many years of not being very conscious with perhaps our lifestyle or our diet and so on. So again, it seems to be a consistent message in life that being present and conscious and holistically acting out of this acknowledgement of our true nature is seems to be the secret to being happy, feeling free. And, it's just wonderful to acknowledge that no matter how far off the rail we might feel we have flown, it only requires to come back to this present moment awareness again. And we feel whole again. Humpty Dumpty's back on the wall, and so on. It's so, it's like forgiveness embodied, you know, that whatever we've done or failed to do can be made whole again because we are whole. This present moment awareness contains everything. What could we need? I mean, emotionally or even physically. We're here now. It's just really enjoying acknowledging that right now. It makes me happy. So, all right. Thank you. Who would like to go next?
That feels very good, listening to you both. Recognizing the truth. We just forget. I think that's all that happens. It's a kind of amnesia of how to be. And so I think I'm getting back now, and it really, really feels good. I'm fully relaxed, and feel you very much, and I feel the love, and so it kind of goes together. I don't know why I have a sense there's like an expectation of me. I might be wrong. Maybe it's me, projection. Probably me. Some kind of expectation to kind of break through this once and for all. Just get to the other side and stay there like Humpty Dumpty. Not fall off. Not fall off anymore. It's really nice to be here because once you're here on the wall, is that good? I don't know. But anyway, once you're here, like really nothing matters. And all the lists and everything, they don't matter. So I know that. I don't know how to reconcile this, but I also do know that once I'm in this state, this awareness, awakeness state, there's all the time in the world, and there's no need to be pressured about anything because everything can be accomplished and easily. And there's lots of joy. So I don't know where this curiosity comes from, but I'm really curious as to what it is that keeps us from being in this state continuously. Maybe I shouldn't wonder, but I am. That's why I'm wondering also. It's kind of nice. I'm starting to see things getting hazy, which tells me that I'm in the right place. The haze place, just kind of hazy in terms of angelic, like in the clouds. And I really like that place. That's a really good place. So all is good. Thank you very much. Who would like to go next?
It feels like that when this concentrate or I'm present to this awareness of the awareness, I even when I'm not present to it, when it's runs in the background and it's kind of there, I find that I can connect. I can see in everybody around me commonalities. I see the common ground, and even in people that I don't really like very much, sometimes, and all of a sudden it dawns on me that background that I put my attention on is not just mine, it's ours. It's everybody's. It's consciousness. It's not my consciousness. So of course, all of a sudden I have a ha-ha moment and say, of course, I feel the commonalities with people. And until recently, I used to think that this was something that needs to be done. Like you do that, but it's just there, and it's happening more and more naturally. To say, oh, I can feel the beingness of Naomi's in real time wanderings. I feel that it's like mine. It's in me, or the laughter, Gary's laughter and happiness, or Anna's smile. I can feel that. So I said, well, I feel like I am myself and I'm you, and at the same time, so it happens to express itself in me in this particular way, this awareness, and in you in that particular way, but it's the same. And that's what I think that Sperry was summarizing for us. So it's like accessing the awareness field from many different points, but it's the same for everyone. And so I know I'm saying something that is pretty obvious, but it's kind of, I'm getting it in a new way, and it's like, oh, it's available all the time, right? It's right there. As long as I listen to that, for me, it's a song of appreciation. If I am aware of that, when I'm aware of that, it's like, oh, I'm in instant contact with everyone. It's like effortless. Beyond all differences, beyond the likes and dislikes, but I am in contact with everyone. I can relate. I can relate, and there is love present. Thank you, and I pass the mic.
It's my turn. That's why I'm here. um,
Hmm.
Contact me this hard knot that I've done so many times from the Course. Imagine that you are breathing from your heart. You get the feeling. I pass the mic.
That was amazing, Anna. I could see your aura very, very clearly growing. Beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I feel it. We feel it. I feel Anna. I feel it all. And I was feeling too that, in a way, we all, when we come here to the groups, we are like allowing ourselves to reconnect or reminded or rewiring in this oneness or awakeness. But as Nelly said, it's like it's everywhere. It's we are. So it's just, as Gary said, just a way of notice it and be it and feeling. And yeah, it's, I mean, the power of being here and feeling it together is, I feel, what it makes the difference. Because it's our unity, our individual and togetherness that makes it so strong and so powerful. That it's always in us, it's always here. And this here is there with us in every moment and everywhere. And it's just as simple as notice it, as just pay attention. And allowed ourselves to pay attention. And wow, it works, I feel. So I feel this gratefulness to be with all of you, and it's so beautiful to have the opportunity to be here connecting and sharing these. And I've noticed myself that sometimes unconsciously and sometimes consciously I'm doing it with some other people too. And they like it. Like they feel something. They're like, because everybody's so busy, it's too busy all the time. Like, so when for some reason we start speaking about what, not even on purpose, just by speaking and paying attention in what we feel when we're feeling it in the moment, what we're doing present together, something. It's like a happiness arrive, and like it's a transformation state, feeling and transformation. So beautiful. Thank you. I've got it.
Well, one thing I'm noticing with all of you is that, for one example, when Anna, your suggested we all breathe, imagine that we're breathing through our hearts and just sensitively paying attention to that feeling of the breath coming in and out through our hearts. And in the silence of just being aware together, there was a spontaneous sense of how everything that we're sensing, feeling, thinking, and intuiting and being automatically, effortlessly rearranges itself around the quality and presence of our combined presence, our combined awareness. It's all automatic. So, and when we're, in a way, when I'm speaking right now, if we're really sensitive, together I can sense how everything that we're feeling and sensing right now is somehow being surrounding and including and interconnecting with what I'm sensing and feeling and saying, and the tone of my voice and the meaning of my words. And that really we can feel in charge of how we are orchestrating and organizing our feelings and what it is to be alive by just simply noticing how everything is always automatically organized around the quality and presence of our awareness, individually and together. So how aware we are and how sensitively aware we are together in a group like this is so actively orchestrating of our experience. And when we're alone, how aware we are of the automation of this, how the universe rearranges itself every instant passing around the quality of our conscious presence. You know, if we're unconscious, if we're deeply worried about something, or we're very polarized against someone or something, the universe arranges itself around that and gives us all kinds of things to consider and worry about that are related to those fears, that worry. So it works so beautifully, so flawlessly. It's really quite so reliable. It really is wonderful to just to get to know it. Like, know thyself, and the truth will set us free, kind of thing. So I wanted to get back to something that you said, Naomi, about, you said you thought, as I heard you, that you think it's that we forget. Well, in my own contemplations over many years, I found that what's amazing is that the reason that we have this experience, that you put it as amnesia, is that the reason we forget to do this is because this awareness isn't a memory. It has no image. It's not controlled by the imagination. It's controlling our imaginations. It is coordinating our imaginations. It is uniting and focusing and aligning our imaginations with the quality and presence of our present moment awareness. So I also felt that, why can't I remember to be this way? And I realized that was coming from an assumption, a wrong assumption, that that I would remember awareness, which is not an image in my imagination, that I would remember awareness, this ever-present awakeness, this formless consciousness, that I would remember it as something I ought to remember to do. But I had to learn, I guess, the hard way that it's never going to be represented to me and offered to me as a memory, because it can't be remembered. That's an amazing quality, because everything else maybe that we experience can be remembered, but conscious awareness cannot be remembered. It isn't a memory. It's something distinct from or discernible from memory, from imagination. It is truly imageless. And so it seems it's just a matter of shifting what we're noticing to noticing that the noticing itself is where everything is being rearranged. And so when we notice that we are the noticing, that we're not our thought, yes, we're our thoughts and we're whatever, but we need to arrange them around this constant context of our noticing, our feeling, our thinking, our sensing, our intuiting, that are perceptual capacities that are beyond the content of our perceptual faculties. The content is never the same way twice. It's constantly being created or rearranged, and so it's unique. It's wonderful that life is never monotonous experientially. So just by simply doing something, instead of looking to our feelings and our experience for who we are and what we want, if we just shift effortlessly to notice the quality and presence of and constancy of our noticing, feeling, thinking, sensing, perceiving, being, loving, existing, suddenly the whole of life starts rearranging itself to support more of the same noticing that is automatically and effortlessly orchestrating everything. And it's always experientially verifiable. I mean, here we are experientially verifying the fact, I would say, of what I'm saying and suggesting that we explore, alone or together. And that the whole of our species can do the same, and we can have feel the body, heart, and mind of our humanity together. So Gary, would you like to take the mic next again? And you just said, we're all equal. You're so fantastic. I love listening to you, Gary. So if you'd like to speak next, please do so. You wild, crazy man.
Well, all I can do is affirm what you said, because it's true. Of course we can all share this together, because we are all this together. And there's no way that you cannot be what you are. You can seem to forget what you are, and it's quite apparent in the physical world that you build a history or a library of what you're being and what you're doing and what we're creating together, and it doesn't pose any real hurdle to remembering what we are in every moment, because it's always here. It doesn't matter what's going on with the body or the person in the body. These are structures I feel right now. They can be loved and accepted for what they are. They themselves are a product of their environment. This person named Gary that's speaking is a product of his environment and his history and his experiences to a certain point. And beyond that point, what am I? I'm just everything that ever was and nothing that ever was. All somehow it's reconciled, just becoming aware, which is not becoming. It just is. It's quite ridiculous to expect a blunt instrument of words to be able to embody something so all-encompassing and fine. It's quite enjoyable to try or to do this explaining, but really it's everyone already knows what it is. It's this enjoyment and happiness that we're sharing right now. It's what you are. You are love. You seek love. It's quite that simple. So when I find myself seeking something frustrating or something difficult, I suddenly have to remember that it's just all voluntary. There's no necessity for following the mind's many obsessions and expecting love to come out of that. It's quite absurd. Love is here now. That's it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say right now. Just continuing to enjoy this this great happiness that I've felt since as far as I'm concerned, forever. Who cares how long? All right then. I'll pass the mic.
Thank you. I understand what you said about amnesia. It's very, I get that. Um, Amnesia is probably not the right word, but it's more like, okay, I feel great now. And I don't feel, I'm not aware when I slip out of it. So I'm in a really great state now. I'm really with you, and I feel the love, and I feel the lightness, and why don't I feel when I'm slipping out of it? Until it's too late, kind of. It's never too late, of course, but so this is kind of what I meant more. It's like, yeah, I don't feel when I'm slipping out of it. So there's something missing, some kind of coherence. Like I'm in a state of coherence now, and when it starts to get jumbled a little bit, it's not like self-correcting. It's like, what do I do? That's kind of my question. What do I do to stay in this place? It feels so natural. It feels so good. It feels so flowing, so carefree, so soft and sweet and really delightful. And then after this call, I'm back to doing my things, and I'm sure it will prevail for a while, but I don't know what will happen tomorrow morning, for instance. You know, it's like, yeah, that's more my question. That's what I wonder about. Okay, who would like to go next? Thank you.
Nobody in my eyes, while it's fresh and you just asked the question, if you don't mind, I'd love to offer an answer to us all. It's like the hand on the hot plate. You know, we know that it's hot and our hand could be burnt or is getting burnt. That feedback, that pain response is something that we have to kind of cultivate. So when we start getting into that mind identification, giving the majority of our attention to our imagination, and we've lost this imageless ground that is orchestrating and uniting everything so fluidly and formlessly, we need to use that sense of like, whoops, I'm getting into back, you know, into the conflictual nature and divisive nature of being overly identified with mind-made imagination. And like pulling the hand off the hot plate, we educate the mind to remind us, like, oops, look what's happening here. We're losing our context and the flow and the freedom of ever-present, spacious, timeless beingness. Oh, I see. I can just, that's right. Now I'm remembered. Now I've got locked that in. Now I can just, that realization, now I can just take a moment and shift back to this all-encompassing, self-organizing awakeness and get on with whatever it is, you know. It doesn't take more than a couple of seconds, or if that, even, once we educate ourselves to recognize that we're slipping back into that sort of chaos of being image identified. So it's like learning to ride a bike, or learning like this is the color, this color green is not the same as that color green, or I like my scrambled eggs with paprika on them or something. And it's exactly the same as that. We are discovering what we prefer and how we can, you know, reliably offer this constant freedom, spiritual freedom and conscious awareness to ourselves and everyone and everything. So, sorry, who would like to speak next?
I love us. I love you. I'm discovering this freedom of loving. I don't have to like when I love what I love. In other words, I have my of course I have my preferences, but it's such a freedom not to have to like. I mean, I love you because I am you, not because you suit me in certain ways. I feel like that is it's showing up for me now. I can even appreciate the delight of how differently we approach one way or another this unity consciousness, or how we speak from it, you know, how we come from unity consciousness and we speak the world around us. There is a bottom line which is the same for everyone, and we express it in different ways according to our, you know, our environment, where we are and stuff. But so there is delight in that. See how rich life is. You know, a tree expresses it in a certain way, and people do it in another way. And so I just, it feels so new, actually, because this love and like has always been collapsed for me. Like, oh, I have to like something in order to love it. No. And so there is so much more space, because my likes are so limited. My taste. So coming from that unity, you know, which is me. I love you because I'm you. Oh my God, it's so moving. So I'm tempted to say I'm everywhere. Yes, there is another way to see this big being part of the whole. Is it's like, you know, the images we see when we speak, you know, in the Hangouts. And like when we put our attention or we speak, we become bigger. And then, you know, when we are quiet, we are, you know, the little pictures down there. I don't know whether the metaphor works, but anyway, I have this feeling that we come on this consciousness comes in the foreground when we put our attention to it, and we are that. And we are that even if we don't put our attention on it at all, you know, even when it runs in the background. It seems so easy. It's almost like it's hard to believe it at times. Just because I say so, it just happens. I pass the mic.
I noticed that my mind try too hard to find something that cannot be found. So there is awareness that there are reactions in sensations and in my mind, thoughts kind of trying to fill this space as not wanting to see or perceive what's behind the content, behind the sensations, behind the thoughts, wherever it is. And that by being with it, by just being with it, by not rejecting anything, just by allowing it, there is a kind of fluidity of it. And there is a kind of silence. While it still is there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Well, what can I do? What can I do? You know, I suppose nothing. So kind of acceptance of what's here now, whatever that is. And seeing how the mind sometimes tries to find an explanation, or whatever, or take it or lose it, or whatever, you know, kind of getting involved. But behind that, there is a kind of silence. What is that happening? So these sensations, discomfort, mind ranting a bit, and together with the comfort, together with God knows what, you know, loss of content, loss of in the stillness is loss of space for that and for more.
Can you say that again, Anna? I didn't understand your sentence there.
I don't know if I can say it again. Rewind. Not sure how to say that, but it's a kind of stillness that kind of, perhaps we used that word before, reorganizes all that, the storm in the cup of tea, and it starts to be seen as a storm in a cup of tea. Because in that space, in that stillness, is huge, if that word can be used. And the storm in the cup of tea, which I like, which is the thoughts and the sensations and the figuring out and the trying to jump away and trying to whatever it is. In the stillness, it kind of relaxes, reorganizes, and even that itself calms down. And rearranges itself with the stillness. Because it's much bigger. It's much, this is nothing else that is possible. It becomes like boo, but it's boo. You put a big place. It's not a big fire, isn't it? It might be a bit noisy, boo, but you can see it. It's so much. You can see it. So you can see that it's not that big or in the space. It's just seen for what it is, which is a storm in a cup of tea. And it's almost, with compassion that is there, kind of burning, in the biggest space. It's just, look at that. Just calm down. It's okay. You can burn. You're going to burn the whole world, if you wish. You're allowed to just keep burning. The kind of in that space, it's just not. It's a different perspective. So the storm is this small thing, really, and blends with the whole, because it's nothing else that is possible. When it's seen, it's just kind of is seen for what it is, and really it's nothing. So it's been helpful for me to be here. It's helpful for me to be here now because I'm talking about myself and my own burning, my own sensations, my own, and in the stillness of us here together, I can look at it with compassion, and almost like a baby to say, okay, I'm here, okay. It's okay. You just kind of sleep. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to go. Oh no, look at that. Okay. It's okay. It's okay if you don't want to sleep. It's okay if you don't want to go. Why should you? And in the meanwhile, it's kind of sleeping, adjusting, being part of the mummy, and it's going to bed. And it's stop being just trouble. I expect this kind of, there is a big mummy, and there is something in the psyche, certainly, in the psyche that perhaps sometimes wants to be noisy, but doesn't know really very well what it wants or where to go, or just, distress. But the big mummy, once it turns to the mummy knows how to look after it. I suppose that's the mummy look, when we just look and see it's here. All this noise. in the arms of life, of whatever, stillness, call it as you wish, in those big arms, yeah, can rest, come down, and be happy. And that's my wisdom for the moment. I would like to go next.
I was feeling that this stillness that we feel allowed us to be peaceful and stop our thinking mind. And at the same time, allowed us to be talking emotion, keeping talking like stillness emotion, as we've said sometimes before. And allow us to notice, to feel what we want to feel and how wonderful we are and how perfect it's everything, and just by being aware. It's so peaceful and delightful, exquisite, and I just love it. I think time is getting over almost. We're almost finishing time. So I just wanted to say to everybody and send a big hug and love to everybody here and here. And thank you for sharing this beautiful space of being and feeling and sensing and creating and co-creating. And where stillness and words and choice and note and choiceless is implied. Thank you all for being here, and love you so, and all my love to you.
Well, there's I made a note here about another really simple way to look at this is why this is happening, why this happens in the groups so effortlessly, is that, in a group, certainly our group, we are reminded that in every possible way that we're noticing and being noticed. And on top of that, we're being recorded, so we have a camera looking at us, and we're noticing that it's noticing us, and we're all very, very interested and sensitive and open and attuning ourselves to the fact that we're noticing each other, noticing and noticing together. And so that's what the yogis have recommended for thousands of years. They say it all just comes down. If you want to be one with all, just notice the noticing. Be aware of awareness. And awareness is not a thought that is applied to, like an intention is applied. Awareness is awareness, and it is a stream of unbroken, consciousness that can be choicefully and choicelessly directed to notice itself. Yes, thought can come in and say, well, hey, it might be a good idea to notice you're noticing right now instead of giving too much attention to what you're thinking and feeling and sensing, Sperry Andrews. But how about turning back to the fact that right here where I'm pointing, there's no head, there's just this space of awareness in which all of you and everything that I'm feeling is happening. It's happening right here in this awareness. And so that's why looking for it doesn't work, because it's not an it. It's the looking itself that we are. And St. Francis said, in fact, as I understand it, we're all looking for the looking, for who's looking. And when we find out who's looking, we find out that everything is looking together. Everything in existence is coexisting and participating in this singular, indivisible consciousness. It's like the whole of life is looking. And we're all looking here, and we're just by looking at the looking and noticing the noticing and being aware of awareness collectively, our combined energetic notices itself, and there is an integrity, a unity that we notice that is joy and love and peace and serenity. So looking for it doesn't work well, but being it all, being the all that we are, noticing that as a unity, that does work, and does work effortlessly and automatically without any effort. So that's how really simple it really is. And just that we're in the habit of looking for, where did I leave my car keys, Am I hungry? Where am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? Where am I going to get the money to pay for that food? We're always looking for things and thoughts to answer our needs. And that's fine. There's nothing, that's great. We need to be able to do that. But this is like, rubbing the stuff at the same time. We need to learn to be able to do two things at once that are seemingly very distinct and different from each other. So awareness of awareness and being sensitive to what we're feeling and thinking and sensing alone and together. So let's open our mics here and see if we can take turns briefly winding up and saying bye-bye. We got a whole 2 minutes. That's quite a lot of time. So go for it, Gary.
Don't go out into the hot sun. Stay in the shade. That's what I say. Stay in the shade. Don't get sunburned anymore. Stay where it's cool and comfortable. There's no nice things in the sun for you except the dates. Bring them in the shade and eat them there. Stay in awareness. That's where it's good. Wear your sandals when you go out in the hot sun. Don't burn your feet. Remember who you are. I'm trying to sound like a yogi. Don't get scorched by the threefold desires for fortune, fame, and sexual gratification. They will lead you only to misery. Rest in awareness. The ever-loving soul of God. Stay in His lap forever.
They also say that the truth, you know, the actual, the total truth is like a hot sun. If you stand in the presence of truth, you could get a sunburn. So
Your ego gets scorched and turned black into dust. Nothing remains but bliss. The state beyond all states. How am I doing? Will you come to my seminar?
I'll give you all my money. It's all yours. I'll give you my life.
I will give you my Shaktipat blessing, and you shall rise to my level. I apologize for having offended all spiritual seekers there.
Yeah. No. Slapping. Okay, so I guess it's bye-bye time here. What do you say, guys? Bye-bye. Arrivederci.
Thank you.
Love
Yes.
Happy
Happy noticing.
We didn't come and we're not going.
Love you, love
Everybody.
Muchos besos.
Yes, mucho besos.
Ciao.
Ciao for now. Yeah. Bye-bye, lovelinesses. There we go.
Bye.